Before the Covenant showed up, Crow's Nest was alive. Marines worked, slept, and waited here. Now, all that's left are empty hallways you sprint through while everything falls apart. But there's a moment early on most players don't notice. In the hangar, you can actually kill the Phantom pilots before they ever have a chance to take off. And that's the kind of thing I love about Halo 3. Spaces that exist whether you notice them or not. Places the game never asks you to stop and see. Just like before, I want to take a walk through some of the unremarkable and obscure areas of Halo. Crow's Nest was a crucial UNSC command bunker carved directly into the side of a mountain right outside of Kenya's vast Tsavo National Park. When the Covenant attacked, the base fell into chaos. Marines didn't know where to run, but Miranda Keyes knew exactly where to go.
To war.
In the spawn room, there's a lot to take in. Plenty of different computers and large screens, all hastily placed around. And interestingly enough, a bunch of unarmed UNSC employees hard at work. This is the only mission in Halo 3 where you see these types of NPCs, and the only mission where you don't start with a weapon. Turning around leads to a small staircase up to a single room that just sort of overlooks the entire command center. As you go to leave, if instead you climb up on this railing and then the piping, you can find the Black Eye Skull, hidden right above your head at the start. As you move deeper into the bunker, you discover what Crow's Nest is probably most known for: rats. A lot of them, all over the mission. It makes sense they'd be in a place like this, and if you check your radar, you see that they're friendly. I'm relieved to hear that Master Chief and the rats are on good terms. In the next area, where you open the door to this Warthog explosion, you might have wondered before, is that Warthog drivable? Can you possibly save those Marines? The answer is yes. Well, kind of. With extremely precise timing, you can get into the driver's seat right as it explodes, but you just end up sitting in an exploded Warthog, and the Marines don't make it. I tried for a long time to pull this off, and I just couldn't do it. So here's a clip from 13 years ago when someone else did. The explosion itself is completely scripted, and it'll happen no matter what you do, even if you mod yourself into the room early. In this large hallway, all of the trucks and forklifts still have their engines running, a small detail that shows just how quickly the Covenant attacked, with people actively using them right up until the moment they arrived. You can make your way up onto the piping just like in the multiplayer map Rat's Nest and walk along the whole way. At the very end, you'll find some Marines having a conversation. This is a popular red versus blue Easter egg with 3 different variations depending on the difficulty you're playing on.
Password? Oh man, I forgot.
Forgot what?
I forgot the password.
See, that was almost right. See, the password begins with I forgot, but ends differently. Try again.
No.
Upon entering the next hallway, there's a very unusual door hidden in plain sight. It looks just like any other. But if you ignore it for now, push forward through a few checkpoints and load zones, and then backtrack at just the right moment, you can catch these Marines exiting, and slip inside yourself. If you've ever wondered what's in here, well, now you know. And you might think you're trapped once you're in, but you're not. The door actually opens automatically when you walk up to it, kind of like the doors at a supermarket. As far as I know, this is the only door in Halo 3 that behaves this way, which makes it oddly fascinating. Back in the hangar, there are a few things worth slowing down for. If instead of jumping straight into the fight, you take the stairs all the way up, you'll find a small room that overlooks the entire hangar, a safe place to fire out and watch everything unfold. And underneath it, there's this caged storage area. It almost feels like a row of storage units, but made out of cages. The whole room has a bright red light shining in. Phantoms come in and drop off Covenant troops a few times here, and a little known fact, you can actually kill the brute pilots on any of them. They're invisible, right under the center of the Phantom, and all it takes is 2 punches, then the Phantom falls straight to the ground. Like any other vehicle, you can flip it around or mess with it. If you wait long enough, the Marines will even hop into the turrets on the sides. But be warned, doing this will soft lock the mission, because the Pelican won't leave anymore. But if you don't do that, you can hitch a ride on the Pelican with the Marines escaping. It'll fly you right out of the hangar, and even out of the map until it hits a death boundary. Or, if you'd prefer, just jump into a leaving Phantom. Be sure to grab onto the turret when it gets just outside the hangar entrance. Otherwise, it'll just kinda sit here and wait. If you pull it off, you'll get brought through the map boundary aboard the Phantom. It'll keep flying this way until it runs out of fuel or something, I guess, and just plummets down out of the sky. From here, you can walk along the edge of the cliff, completely out of the map, and look back up to see the hangar entrance far above. Down below, there's a seemingly random Pelican. With a deployable cover, you can surf down to it without dying. though it takes a lot of patience to get it right. Once you're out here, you can explore the area around the map and even catch glimpses of locations you'll be visiting in the next mission, Savo Highway. From down here, you can also see that the Covenant ship is only actually half of one, since no one would be seeing the other side anyway. Back to that mysterious Pelican, you can even hold the enter button and get inside, and then, with 2 players, have 1 player go back through the mission until you get back to the command center and Keys appears in the Pelican briefly. While she's talking to you in the command center, you can nudge around and even appear in the video. After backtracking all the way to the command center, you'll notice they've dragged a huge bomb inside while you were gone. But first, there's a huge pack of brutes to deal with. If you're persistent, you can even lure one back into the command center. The Marines don't even notice, and the brute doesn't seem to care either. They just don't attack each other at all. Speaking of persistence, you can actually clone Sergeant Johnson here. If you push him all the way from the start of the mission to the hangar, he won't despawn. Now there are 2 of them. And if you're really committed, you can even get a 3rd one by dragging the 2 of them through the rest of the mission when he comes back. I always liked this weird vent section with the drones. If you go into any of them and either grav lift or jump up somehow, you see that they just end. Carefully dropping down, you see the Grunt birthday party skull right here too. This is one of my favorite speedrunning techniques. If you push this up against the wall and then jump while using the gravity hammer, you launch all the way, skipping the entire barracks section. But instead, we'll be checking out the barracks. It's one of the most environmentally interesting parts of this level. You see just how the Marines and personnel are living here. This is where they are sleeping, showering, using the bathroom. You can see just how dire things are. The whole area is pretty dirty and just crumbling apart. It's a bit messier than usual with the brutes throwing things around, quite literally, but it didn't get like this overnight. The UNSC was roughing it here. I don't really think washing your hands will fix this. Another cool part of the barracks is that you can climb up into these vents to skip a large group of brutes and drop down behind them, catching them by surprise. There's also a door here you can open that leads into a hallway that connects to another section of the barracks. In this next section, after taking the elevator up, you've got to be really quick. You can jump on top of the Pelican to ride it up here to drop on this small room. It has cloaking inside, which is quite valuable, as well as providing a safe place to take out the enemies down below. If you miss the Pelican, don't worry, you can still reach this room through a doorway off to the side, which opens as the brutes come out to attack. This is where you can find some friendly brutes by blocking the door with a deployable cover. They don't attack and just kinda hang out. This is because they are scripted to start attacking once they cross the door threshold. Underneath this area, there's a weird spot with a strange hatch door in the ground leading to a ladder that holds some electrical panels, so that's kinda cool. Then you backtrack back through areas you've already been, arm the bomb, and get out of here. But you can hit the final elevator to escape and then quickly get out. But you get teleported right back in. Master Chief has his luck after all. After seeing all these hidden corners and tricks, it's clear. Rose Nest was never meant to be explored, it was meant to be evacuated. If you haven't seen the first episode of this series where I covered Sierra 117, be sure to check it out. Subscribe to stay tuned for the next episode, where I'll explore Savo Highway. Thanks for watching.